All right. Hi, everyone. This is one of the Toshiba International Foundation podcasts. My name is Yanis Gaitanidis. We're here today with my colleagues, Sachiko Horiguchi, Gregory Poole, and Satoko Shao Kobayashi, to talk about navigating the challenges of Japanese studies pedagogy at universities in Japan. Before we move on into more detailed self introductions, including the details of our institutions, I would like to just explain a bit how we came up with this topic. So, perhaps some of you know that more than 15 years ago, the Japanese Ministry of Education started the Global 30 project, which encouraged universities in Japan to accept more international students, and was followed by a series of other projects that led to an increase in English medium instruction, the so-called EMI, and also to newly designed English taught programs, the ETP, and the hiring of many scholars with doctoral degrees from non-Japanese institutions. So during this long period of more than 15 years, the term Kokusai Nihongaku, sometimes translated as international Japanese studies, other times as global Japanese studies, became a sort of floating signifier for several types of Japanese studies curricula offered either as standalone study programs or as embedded programs in a variety of liberal arts and area studies degrees. This podcast, and with my colleagues today, aims to discuss several challenges that these conditions have raised in terms of what it means to teach Japanese studies in Japan in these conditions, and how are the challenges that we face in our divergent institutions today. So, with no further ado, I just would like to, first of all, introduce the speakers today. So I will be the moderator. I'm Yanis Gaitanidis from Chiba University. Was born in Greece, but I did my undergraduate degree and postgraduate degrees in Japanese studies in the UK. I have been teaching at Chiba University since 2013, and with my colleague who is here today, Satoko Shao Kobayashi, and others at this university, we developed originally a Japanese studies curriculum that was meant for students across faculties at Chiba University. Then 3 years later, so in 2016, we joined the newly founded Liberal Arts and Sciences College, which in English is translated as Kokusai Kyoyo Gakubu, where we also teach Japan-related classes, but there will be more about this by my colleague Satoko later on. Before that, let me pass the mic to Sachiko for her self-introduction.
Thank you very much, Yanis, and thank you for giving me this great opportunity to join you for an exciting discussion. So I'm Sachiko Horiguchi from Temple University Japan campus, based in Tokyo. I'm originally from Tokyo, Japan, and I've been trained in social anthropology of Japan in a postgraduate program in the UK. I have done long-term research on hikikomori, or socially isolated individuals in Japan, and have taught anthropology of Japan courses here in Japan. At Temple University Japan campus, I teach Japan courses as part of an Asian studies major, and I've been doing that since 2010. And in our program, we have students majoring in Asian studies, as well as students from various majors, from international business to communications, taking courses on Japan with me. At Temple University Japan campus, or TUJ as we call it, all courses are conducted in English, except for the Japanese language courses offered. And this means that there's no Japanese language required for our students enrolling in our institution. Our student body is diverse. We have 30 to 40% American students, 30% Japanese. Some of them have been educated fully in Japan, while others have been educated in international schools or have been abroad, being returnee, and also some others having transferred from community colleges in the US, etc. And then we have students from 80 different countries. The students come, therefore, with varied levels of Japanese and also exposure to Japan. Some students are here just for one semester on study abroad programs, while many others are Japan admit students that would be spending at least 3-4 years here in Japan as well. The Japanese students do come from quite varied backgrounds. And share with us quite varied language levels and, again, knowledge of Japan as well. Now I'll move on to ask Greg to follow me with their introduction.
Great. Thank you, Sachiko. Yeah, I'm very excited to be here with you and Yanis and Satoko today. I'm originally from the US, grew up in New York, and I did my undergraduate degree at two different colleges of liberal art, two different liberal arts programs in the US. My graduate work I did in the UK. I was trained in social anthropology, and I've done ethnographic work in higher education, at preschool, and also translanguaging is one of my recent projects. I've been a permanent member of academic staff at 4 different universities in Japan, both private and national. In 2011, I moved from Tsukuba to Doshisha to help as a core faculty member at the newly established Institute for the Liberal Arts, or ILA as we call it, which was part of the G30 initiative that Yanis spoke about. Like in Sachiko's case, the ILA is an ETP, and our major is liberal arts. So we're not a Japanese studies program, and we have no Japanese language requirement. One sort of confusing fact about our program is that we are in between 6 different gakubu. So our students are each shozoku, or placed into one of the gakubu, but all of their pedagogy, all of the administration of the program is done through the Institute for the Liberal Arts. 30 or 40% of our students, I would say, just estimating, have some sort of Japanese heritage or some sort of connection to Japan. They might have family in Japan. They've been to Japan during their summer vacations, but they have never lived here. Other students are totally bilingual, or I would say that multilingualism really is the norm at the ILA, since we have people who are first-time residents of Japan, but also long-term residents, and I would say over 45 different passports have been represented at any one time at the ILA. So I'll pass the mic then on to Satoko. Satoko, sorry.